George, I have been monitoring the viewership of South Lake, and it appears to be gaining popularity within the crew. However, I have noticed an unusual spike in the behavior of some individuals who have watched the show. I believe there may be a connection.
What kind of behavior are we talking about, Beta?
Some individuals have exhibited a tendency towards aggression and a lack of regard for protocol. I fear that the show may be having a profound impact on their behavior.
Commander, I want you to put a hold on any further viewing of South Lake. The behavior we have seen from some of the crew is concerning, and I believe Beta may be right about the potential impact of this show.
Understood, Captain. I'll make sure everyone is aware of the situation.
Captain, I suggest we bring in Lieutenant Barclay. He has a tendency to become quite absorbed in holodeck programs and may be exhibiting similar behavior.
Commander Beta, have you seen this episode? It's hilarious. Cartman is doing a spot-on impression of Captain Billiard.
Lieutenant, could I speak to you for a moment? I believe your behavior may be influenced by your prolonged exposure to South Lake.
Lieutenant, I understand your enthusiasm for this new show, but it has become clear that it is having a negative impact on some members of the crew. I must ask that you refrain from watching South Lake until further notice.
Yes, Captain. I understand.
Delete program South Lake.
End Captain's log. It appears that Lieutenant Commander Beta's creation, South Lake, had unintended consequences on some members of the crew. While I commend his creativity and innovation, we must always be mindful of the potential consequences of our actions. End log.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's presidential debate between the turd sandwich and the giant douche. Let's get started with the first question. What is your plan to address the ongoing pandemic? First of all, I want to say that my opponent is a complete turd sandwich. As for the pandemic, I have a foolproof plan. We're going to make the virus disappear by waving a magic wand. Simple as that.
Oh, please. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You're the real turd sandwich here, buddy. My plan is to build a giant dome over the entire country to keep out the virus. Problem solved.
Oh, you're the one who's full of crap. A dome won't do anything. We need to use our minds and willpower to defeat the virus. It's all about attitude, folks. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. How will you address income inequality and support the working class?
Look, I'm the only candidate here who cares about the little guy. Unlike my opponent, who is a giant turd sandwich, my plan is to give everyone a unicorn. That's right, a magical unicorn that can fly and grant wishes. That'll solve everything.
Oh, please.
You're just making ridiculous promises.
I'm the only candidate with a real solution. We're going to create a new class of jobs that involve sitting around and doing nothing. That way, everyone can be equally lazy and equally rich.
You're insane. That's never going to work. You're the turd sandwich here, not me.
Alright, let's try to focus here. How will you address climate change and protect the environment? You know, it's funny that my opponent keeps calling me a turd sandwich when he's the one who's full of crap. Anyway, I have a brilliant idea for the environment. We're going to build giant fans all over the country to blow away the pollution. Problem solved.
You're delusional. My plan is better. We're going to plant millions of trees, but not just any trees. These trees will be genetically engineered to absorb carbon dioxide and fart.
Oh, please.
Your plan is ridiculous.
We need to think outside the box here. My plan is to hire a team of giant robots to clean up the environment. That's right, giant robots. It's foolproof.
You're the fool, buddy. I'm the only one here with a real plan. You're just a turd sandwich who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Alright, that's enough. Unfortunately, we're out of time for tonight's debate. Thank you, Turd Sandwich and Giant Douche, for joining us tonight.
Alright, what do you think about Mad Cat being fired for wanting Benny to talk about Ant Flo?
That's a rather unique application of the term effective communication.
Benny, do you think Mad Cat should be allowed back in the apartment?
No way.
Lenny, I think that Mad Cat can't be trusted. What if she's been trying to control us secretly all along?
What do you mean, Sheldon?
Well, what if she's trying to make us do something against our will?
Oh no. Mad Cat might be a shape-shifting alien and we're her hapless victims.
You two are being ridiculous.
We must act now, Lenny.
We must form a plan of defense to protect us from Mad Cat.
Captain's Log, Stardate 45959.3. The Endeavour is currently in orbit around the planet Sphinx awaiting orders from Starfleet Command. Our mission is to establish diplomatic relations with the Sphinxians and to assess their suitability for Federation membership.
Captain, we are receiving a distress call from an unknown vessel. It seems to be from a human female.
On screen, Mr. Beta.
Oh, thank God. I need your help. I don't know how I got here, but I need to get back home. I hate Space Ride and I need to watch my soap opera before I go crazy.
We will do everything in our power to help you, miss.
Benny. My name is Benny.
Captain, the sensors indicate that the distress signal is coming from a nearby planet. It appears to be a Class M planet with a breathable atmosphere.
Very well. Mr. Worm, prepare an away team. Mr. Beta, accompany them and do your best to locate the source of the distress signal.
Captain, we've some kind of shuttlecraft.
Thank God you're here. You have no idea how much I hate Space Ride. Can you please just beam me back to my world?
We're sorry, Miss Benny, but we can't just beam you back. We need to establish a dialogue with your world's authorities and...
Ugh, you guys are so boring. Can't you just make an exception for me?
Captain, I have detected anomalies in the physical laws of this region of space. It is possible that Miss Benny has been the victim of a temporal displacement.
Temporal displacement. Explain, Mr. Beta.
It is possible that Miss Benny has somehow been sent back in time. If we can find a way to reverse the process, we may be able to send her back to her own time and space.
Please hurry. My soap opera is starting soon.
I am pleased to report that Miss Benny has been safely returned to her own time and space. Mr. Beta and his team deserve commendation for their excellent work. And on a personal note, I must say that I find it unfortunate that Miss Benny could not appreciate the wonders of the space ride universe. Perhaps in the future she will have a change of heart.
Thank you, InfiniTV, for doing this episode.
Good evening, America. Welcome to the 2020 presidential debate featuring our two candidates, a turd sandwich.
Wimp turd sandwich.
Okay, let's start with a classic question. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Chocolate, because it reminds me of your hair color.
Vanilla, because it's as plain and bland as your questions.
That's not very nice. Moving on. If you were a superhero, what would your power be? The power to turn anything into a pile of poop, just like your moderator skills.
The power to make people forget you ever existed, just like your parents did.
Alright, let's go to our audience for a question. Yes, you in the Pikachu costume.
Pika Pika Pichu.
Wow, that's a great question.
I agree, I've never thought about that before.
What? That wasn't a question.
Pika Pichu.
Good point, Pichu.
Yes, you've really hit the nail on the head.
Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Let's get back on track. Can you tell us your plan for improving education in America? Well, first we need to teach our children how to make a proper turd sandwich.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We need to teach them how to douche properly.
What does that even mean? And what does the fox say? Alright, that's enough. Thank you for sponsoring this episode, Tamari. Good night, America. Benny, is it true that my friend Lenny bargained with you to pay low rent?
Yes, Felden, he really held his ground.
I was only trying to save a few bucks.
Lenny, I'm quite ashamed that you would do such a thing.
Well, I thought it was worth a shot.
Lenny has a real talent for negotiation.
Yeah, he would have made a great snake oil salesman.
Ah, the lengths some will go to save a little money.
Begin Captain's Log, Stardate 45944.1. The Endeavour has been tasked with investigating reports of an evil wizard hopping from planet to planet, leaving chaos in his wake. Our mission is to stop him before he causes any more.
What is it, George?
We've detected a massive energy surge coming from the planet below. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Can you sense anything, Beta?
Negative, Counselor. Whatever is causing this energy surge seems to be blocking my empathic abilities.
Captain, there appears to be some sort of ancient ruins over there.
Let's investigate, Mr. Worm. Who are you? What is your business on this planet?
I am the great and powerful wizard, Zorath. I am simply passing through, spreading my knowledge and power to those who are weary.
Can you use your android strength to break out of these restraints, Beta?
Negative, Commander. These restraints are made of a highly advanced alien alloy.
Any ideas, George?
I think I might be able to reconfigure my tricorder into a makeshift sonic disruptor. It could shatter these restraints.
Your reign of terror ends here, Zoreth. Release us and surrender yourself to Starfleet custody.
Ha! You think you can defeat me, Captain? I have powers beyond your comprehension. Prepare to meet your doom.
You'll be fine, Captain. Just take it easy for the next few days.
Thank you, Doctor. I couldn't have done it without my crew.
You're lucky to have such a dedicated crew, Captain. They'll follow you to the ends of the universe.
Mr. Beta set a course for the nearest star base. It's time for some much-needed repairs and restocking.
Aye, sir. Course laid in for Starbase 234.
Good evening and welcome to the 2020 presidential debate. I'm your moderator, and I'm going to start with a very important question for both of you. What is your favorite color? That's not a relevant question. Why are we even talking about colors?
Yep, what kind of stupid question is that? I don't even like colors.
Okay, I see both of you are a little confused. Let's move on to something else. Is it true that turd sandwich snorts baby powder? No. Where did you even hear that? You're spreading lies.
I knew it. I told everyone you were a baby powder addict.
Now, let's not get sidetracked. Next question. What do you prefer, dogs or cats?
I hate both. They're both horrible.
I love dogs. They're the best. Interesting. Now, let's talk about something that affects all Americans. Can you tell me how many jelly beans are in this jar? What? I have no idea.
That's ridiculous. I'm not counting jelly beans.
Well, it's a tough question, I'll admit.
How about this one? Do you prefer pizza with or without pineapple? With. Definitely with.
Without. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza.
I see we have an issue here. Moving on, can you do your best impersonation of a goat? Perfect. And now, the last question of the night. If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Seriously. This is what we're talking about now.
I would be an oak tree. Strong and sturdy.
I would be a flamboyant maple tree. Always changing colors and attracting attention.
Excellent answers. And with that, we conclude tonight's debate. But first, a quick word of thanks to our sponsors, Ashley Asylum. Thanks for supporting our show. What's this?
A board game called Twilight Imperium.
That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, wanna give it a try.
We are all playing it together.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I heard it can take hours.
Hours of fun.
Hours? You got to be kidding me.
That's really quite a lot of time.
Yes, it is. That's why I'm not playing.
Come on, Felden, it'll be fun.
Alright, if I must.
Great, now let's get started.
Let the games begin.
Captain's Log, Stardate 45208.7. We have encountered a new member on board, Tamifera Fowley, a visiting scientist from the Big Bang.
Beta, do you notice anything strange about Tammy's behavior?
I have not observed any unusual patterns, George. However, it is possible that she is struggling with anxiety.
Worm, may I suggest that you check on Tammy as she is struggling to adjust to her new environment?
Is everything satisfactory to me, Farah Fowley?
It is, thank you, Worm.
Captain, may I have a word with you?
Of course, number 2. What's on your mind?
The crew has been great with me, but I am worried about her well-being. We should schedule a counselling session with Councillor Anoy to help her adjust.
Tammy, how are you feeling?
I feel overwhelmed, Counselor.
It's completely normal to feel this way. I can offer strategies to help relieve stress and anxiety.
The crew has done an outstanding job of accommodating to me, Farah Fowley.
Yes, Captain. It's amazing what a little kindness can do for someone.
Welcome aboard to me, Farah Fowley. We hope you enjoy your stay with us.
Good evening, and welcome to the presidential debate between the turd sandwich and the giant douche.
Excuse me, I object to that introduction.
I am not a turd sandwich.
Oh really? Then what are you? A full-on hot dog?
No, I am a perfectly normal and edible sandwich.
Yeah, sure, and I'm a sparkling clean showerhead.
Gentlemen, let's focus on the issues.
What are your plans for improving healthcare?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question.
My opponent, the giant douche, has no plans for healthcare.
That's not true. I have a great plan. It involves using my giant size to physically remove any illnesses from people's bodies.
Oh, come on.
That's ridiculous.
You're just a big, smelly, useless blob.
And you're a stale, moldy, disgusting piece of bread.
Okay, let's move on to foreign policy.
How do you plan to handle relations with Russia?
As the potential leader of this great country, I would never reveal my plans to a giant douche like him.
Oh, please. You have no plans, just like you have no taste.
That's it. I've had enough of your insults. You're a giant douche, through and through.
And you're a turd sandwich, whether you admit it or not.
Gentlemen, please. This is a serious debate. You're right, moderator. We should be discussing the issues. Like, for example, the fact that my opponent here has never even been to school.
What? That's not true. I went to douche university.
Oh, please. That's not a real university. That's like saying you went to clown college.
At least I have a degree. What have you got, turd sandwich? A high school diploma.
Hey, don't knock a good education.
I graduated top of my class at